but I have a great joke for you guys.
Yeah, tell it.
Tell us the joke.
What's the joke, man?
So, what's the difference between Dubai and Abu Dhabi?
What's the difference?
Apart
from them being literally different places.
So, Dubai hates the Flintstones, but Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi, like... I mean, I think it would have been better if you said that Dubai didn't hate the Flintstones, but Abu Dhabi do.
Oh yeah, maybe I got it wrong.
Because I was like, they do what? They do like it?
They both do it? They both don't like it?
I forgot.
Oh, what a sick joke.
Never know. It was a good joke.
Please don't include this in the thing.
This is going in now.
No.
We're rolling, right, Justin? We're rolling. Yeah. It's in.
You made it.
Never make a joke on my podcast. It'll make it in. I'll find a way. Even if it's done like 10 minutes after, I'll just cut it in somewhere. Just a little subliminal joke of the week. It's great.
Damn it.
It's worth doing. I think so. I feel like this room's going to get kind of warm today.
It always does.
It does. Well, it's been fine the last few weeks.
Like,
now we're going
That's
to
a sign of a
even
good
more
actor.
Glen 20.
I know.
Glen 20, this whole room.
Got a spit.
Bit of spit. But yeah, that's right. They do say that, don't they? That actors, if they spit, it's because they're putting so much emotion that the spit just comes flying out of their mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I aspire to be a good actor, obviously.
Oh, yes.
That's why I spit at all of you.
Yeah, constantly, like every day.
Yeah.
It's,
Sorry, but it's just me.
Like everyone's doing that like 1 meter distance right now because of the virus. We just do it all the time with Alex, just as a rule.
It's already a standard.
Yeah, we're used to it here. It's like just, the spray space. Okay. Well, let's enjoy the podcast, I think. Hello, welcome to Thermaltake, the official Thermaltake Australia podcast. On today's podcast, we'll be discussing a pro FIFA player being streamed for toxicity, being banned for toxicity, have a debate over platform exclusivity for console games, and ask, should game companies sue leakers? As always, you're joined by me, your host, Sarah, and this week, or this fortnight, this podcast... Why am I so bad at doing this intro? I've done 11.
I'm Jill. Hey, guys. What? Oh, don't break it. It's breaking.
It's going to be a great podcast.
You're doing great.
Thanks.
Don't worry about it.
I know.
You get flustered.
I know. Japers. Third time?
Yep.
You're on with... No, fourth time.
I don't know.
Fourth time.
Fourth, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because you've been on with Taylor twice and
Fourth,
I don't know why.
3.
Oh, really?
I don't know why I did that.
Why don't I know that?
Because I wanted to get through like each like pairing and mix it up like every time before going back and doing the same pairings again. And I think for some reason I didn't do that.
Yeah, because it was you wanted, I think, Jono one time, or was it Nick and they weren't here?
That was last week. And I'm just trying to think of why I put Alex and Taylor together again. I just obviously thought they were just so great. Yeah, I just had to do it again. I couldn't help myself.
How dare you?
I know. I feel bad. So, but it's fine. I've got a winning combo here today with you guys. How are we doing today, guys? How's life? How's things? Is it good?
Not bad. Not bad.
This is your first podcast of the year, I think.
No.
Yeah, I think.
No.
What were you on?
No.
The last one you were on was with Jono, wasn't it?
2, 3.
Yeah. The last one you were on was Jono, which was Christmas.
No, there's that.
Really?
Pretty sure.
I don't remember.
Because I've been like, oh my God, I can't get Alex on. Like, I need to get Alex on because he hasn't been on for ages. I swear you haven't been on all year.
Yeah, he has. No, you haven't, because I haven't made a thumbnail for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Since, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, we turned you to Keanu Reeves that time.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I was like, what the heck?
But which one was Keanu Reeves?
I
was with Taylor.
That was like 7.
Yeah,
that was the second one.
That was episode 7, which was, we had the Christmas up.
Yeah.
So that was like last year. I was like, it's freaking March and I haven't got Alex on yet. What the heck is going on?
Where have you been?
I don't believe you. You guys are lying to me.
We'll check the replay, man.
This is a setup.
Yeah, that's right. I think you've been on twice since
this year.
Yeah. I know. That's why I was like, I'm so behind. And I have to get Justin on a few more times and Nick as well.
You know what? It should be a community vote as to who comes
my Hunger Games style. Whoever doesn't make it is gone forever. All right.
Applauded for how many people for how well you do, and if you get the most applauds, then you're on the next episode.
Cheapers.
Well, no one listens to everyone's episodes. It's annoying.
She's got you there.
Cricket sounds here.
You have to look at them all, and then we can decide.
Who is the weakest link?
Goodbye.
It's a solid show.
Did you ever watch that?
It was the
it was a dope show. It was great. I loved
very
it.
little.
I loved all the
It would've been
tactical
very little
voting that they had in those. Like sometimes they would like vote off the smart person because like you could write the names down and vote off who you thought was the weakest.
Yeah.
But sometimes they would like all vote for the smartest so that they could win. I was like, you geniuses. Like that's so conniving.
The system.
Never would have thought of that. So I was screwed if I was on that. Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll launch into our first topic of the day. I can't talk today, by the way. Not really sure why. Just I can't seem to communicate. So, but so this happened a little while ago, but I held on to the story because I thought it was really, really interesting. So, EA been around for a while, and they recently
sports.
It's in the game.
No.
Do you not remember the EA? I always remember EA Games challenge every day.
Yeah. I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that compilation that has all of the different styles.
Oh yes, Taylor showed us that.
Yeah.
EE Sports. E. It's great. Anyway, so there was a FIFA Pro player and streamer who went by the username Kurt0411. And he's always had a bit of a like rocky relationship, it sounds like, with EA. I think he's been banned from competitions a few times because he's a very outspoken lad, and sometimes not in the best ways. And yeah, so he's always had a bit of a rocky relationship with them, and recently he has been completely banned, not only from competing but literally from EA. From like
games.
Using any of the games, using Origin, like period, because yeah, they have decided that he's just kind of gone too far, it seems, and they're not kind of gonna support him with it anymore. So I thought this was a really interesting thing because I've never really heard of I've heard of people being banned from games and stuff like that, but I've never heard of someone like a company going so far as to literally go, no, you literally cannot play anything that we offer. Not just for fun, like not professionally, not in your spare time, no streaming it, nothing. We want literally nothing to do with you. I've just never really heard of a company like really blacklisting someone like this. So I just wanted to like chat a little about it today and talk to you guys what you felt about their decision to ban him from not only pro playing but being in any way associated with the game, especially considering he is a pretty prominent well-known figure in the FIFA community. I think they were saying there's like one other guy who's kind of like around the same level as him in terms of just followership and like skill in the pro league and stuff. So yeah, I mean, how do you guys feel about someone being banned in this way, like really heavily blacklisted by a company like EA, like an individual being completely shut down from their stuff? Or was it completely justified? Because it sounds like he did get quite toxic and quite abusive and not so nice when playing the game. So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah, I did a bit of research behind it to see exactly what it's about. Supposedly, he's had some, like been the only one out of all like professional players that have not the only one. There's other people that spoke up about issues with the game, with FIFA and EA and everything that's surrounding it. They've all had issues with the game. They've all like really, really been disappointed. Like every year they're not actually fixing the game. So he's, I think, been the one that's spoken more about it and been outspoken about it. But he also has a temper, I feel. So he if people attack him for it, he gets quite agitated with it. But he does what's it called? Like he does agree that his way of handling things isn't the greatest. But also he kind of has a point. I feel like after seeing what exactly happened, he kind of has a point, and so many other people have been complaining about the game. Like, I think they're just banning him because he's the most outspoken out of everyone else. He has said some mean things through gameplay, but it's just like stuff that you hear every day. Like, even other streamers like Dr. Disrespect talk shit all the time, like to people.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to get banned? Like, are they going to ban him from everything? Which I highly doubt they would.
I mean, Twitch has banned him a few times for doing some stuff. But at the same time, you're not wrong. He does get away with a bit, to be honest.
I don't know if there's a time frame this guy's been banned. I didn't read it properly, but I don't know if it's like indefinitely.
Yeah, I think it's like forever.
I think he's had a few other bans as well.
Yeah, I think he's been banned from competing a bunch of times.
Okay.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah, he's been banned a few times. Because like I know I've seen some people that have cheated in like on Twitch and stuff just for fun. Or they've used cheats and stuff, and they've been banned for like a couple of weeks or a month. But then they get their account back. I think there's a lot backstory to this. Like, there's a lot that's happened, and that's why EA has just gone and be like, we can't be bothered dealing with you anymore. We're just going to ban you for it. But I think that's just made the situation worse. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is quite toxic in the first place. And for me, I'm not very big on toxicity. Like, I hate it.
Yeah.
I can't even deal with toxicity. Like,
right.
I'm just like, man, it's just a game. Just get over it. We're all actually here just to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
I guess it reaches a different level when it gets to the competitiveness and when it gets into competitive play. But still, like, you're still there. You're still playing a game. And you're still human, right? And for me, having like a sporting background as well, it's understandable to get annoyed at referees making incorrect decisions. Not that it warrants being toxic, but it's understandable, right? And then in games, it should be different because you don't necessarily have incorrect decisions. It's just if you're winning or losing.
Yeah.
And how that person is beating you. So I think with this, he probably is we're probably understanding his perspective, but also definitely feel that he's going about it the complete wrong way. And I think like he may have mentioned that, I think in one of the videos that I saw of him. And I probably have the perspective that EA have done the right thing because he's been more attacking them, attacking the employees. And for me, if it was like my company, I would probably want to protect my employees over threats, right? You'd probably want to be taking care of your employees rather than one particular player. Even though he is quite a big player, that doesn't excuse him from any particular behavior. And there might be some sort of blurred lines in the policies, like, you know, it doesn't necessarily state about threatening of employees or that sort of area and why he has been banned. But for me, if it was my company, I'd probably prefer it to be protective of my employees, and probably try and just cut this all off from progressing further. Now, also in saying that, he has been complaining a lot about the bugs and stuff in the games and suggested that they have spent a lot of time working on this ban or like working against banning him. And should be more
fixing the game.
Attentive to fixing the game, which like is, I guess, neither here nor there, right? Like it's a few bugs, I'm sure, like because he would notice a lot more than most people. But then it comes back to that, like, you're playing the game to enjoy the game. You should be just enjoying the game. And then other topics like that we've done previously is like, well, crunch time, like how hard is EA themselves driving their developers to push games, to push bug fixes, that sort of thing, and it's a whole cycle.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty crazy. But yeah, like I probably totally back EA on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Even though I probably don't know the full situation, I'm actually trying to see it from both perspectives, right?
Yeah,
It's hard to see it from both perspectives, because I have nowhere near the same following as he does, or the competitive play.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big conglomerate company either.
Really? I thought you were the entirety of Activision.
Actually,
Just
up my sleeve. But yeah, like I've been trying to see it from both perspectives on this.
Yeah.
And I think the toxicity to me, it should be contained as much as possible, and so that in that regards, I'm backing Activision. I mean, EA.
Because you are Activision.
I am Activision.
You gotta calm down. Don't let them know. You can't tell them.
My phone's here, right?
No, it's not being recorded, right?
Recorded.
It's fine. We'll cut that.
Yeah, because I would try and minimize toxicity as much as possible, because I'm all for playing and enjoying games. And I would prefer him to not be a role model for my daughter or anyone else's kids, to be shown as that sort of that's okay. Yeah.
He has taken, like you said, he has taken it the wrong way. Like the route he's going, he's expanded too much. Like, yes, you have issue with the game. Maybe your issue with the game should just be your issue with the game, and not suddenly like start attacking other things. I think that's his mistake. And when he has those competitions happening, from his frustration throughout the game because of the way he's maybe getting treated, or the game has some issues or whatnot, he's letting that affect him. And he shouldn't be. And he even said that, because I watched a video of him explaining the whole situation, and he goes, I should not have let it affect me, but it did. I can't control my feelings. But who knows, maybe he'll learn his lesson now of not doing that.
Yeah.
Like there's probably so much into it about the game itself and that, but seriously, you don't allow that toxicity to overtake you, affect other people.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I think the problem with the way he went about it is that like every valid criticism that he had kind of was devalued the second that happened. That the way he changed how he was talking. Like you can be critical without being nasty. And so that was the problem. Like he could have definitely made a difference there and been a lot more better being like, let's talk about this in a kind of critical way to help improve the game, instead of, cracking the shits and going about it in that way. Yeah. And as you were saying, like from EA's side of things, having a prominent creator that has a huge audience full of, let's be honest, probably young kids, because FIFA is a game that does appeal to younger kids, and Twitch is in general, and streaming and content creation is something that appeals to younger kids. They can pick up the way that these influencers are talking. Like I know there's a pretty big Overwatch streamer called XQC. He doesn't play Overwatch all the time anymore, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen him or heard of him, but he can be very, very toxic, very loud. When he's upset or angry about something that's happening in the game, he will just go crazy. And I've heard people in game in Overwatch talk exactly like him. Like you can tell that they watch him, they worship him, and so they want to be like him. They want to be loud and call people trash, and they use the exact same language that he uses, and you can just see that they've been influenced by them. So I guess from EA's side of things, they're looking and being like, this guy has this huge audience playing our game, being rude to our employees, doing all these things. Like at the end of the day, like that could encourage other, especially young kids, to think that way and behave that way too. So yeah, I get what you mean. It's kind of a tough thing, because like he's right in his own ways. He has his critiques and he's allowed to have them. Yeah. But he, it's kind of, it's quite narrow-minded of him to kind of deliver them in that way, I suppose, And he's kind of come
across very like I'm king shit, like
Yeah.
Yeah. And that doesn't help his case, because if he was at least a bit more sympathetic, you'd be like, oh, poor guy. But you're kind of like, oh,
it just makes
you're not
it
really
worse.
sympathetic at all, really.
Yeah.
He's just trying
Sorry, dude. Sorry about it, man. Not that he'd watched this, but like, sorry, dude. But yeah, it's an interesting situation. I do find it interesting though that they banned him from just their services in general. So like he can't play like whip up a bit of Sims 4 on the weekend if he wants. Like he can't do that either.
Him doing that.
Maybe he's a big interior designer. I don't know. That's why he like takes out his aggression by like building a dream house. I don't know. But like like I find that interesting too, because like obviously FIFA is his livelihood. Let's be honest, and he's now lost that. But even in his spare time, in theory, he couldn't play anything that they ever offer. Like Apex, he couldn't jump onto Apex or any of the other games that they offer, just like even in a non-streaming way. And like to me, that really feels like a big thing for a company to literally cut off someone.
Yeah.
Like that's something like I said, I've never seen that really happen before. So yeah, I found that really, really interesting. Like how do you guys feel about a company not only banning someone from the game that they are known for playing, but literally from any of their games, potentially for forever? Like, do you think that's a bit too much, or do you think that's still quite justified considering his behavior? You know, like it feels,
I reckon they've probably given him bans prior, so they've probably
true.
Yeah, so I think it's just come to that point where it's like 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I was also going to ask, what was I going to say? That's the thing I was going to say. Like a lot of the people that play FIFA or any game and they're complaining about it, they don't like it, blah, blah, blah. Why do they continue to play it?
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. If you're not happy with it, obviously you stop playing it. People will then stop playing the game. Then the developers will be like, okay, we need to fix something.
I mean, if you're looking at it from the streamer content creator position, a lot of people, if they stop playing that game, will lose a lot of their viewership. So they like push through the brokenness of the game. So I mean, who knows? This guy could maybe have been well over FIFA and just was getting frustrated and didn't want to play it anymore. But that's where his livelihood is, so he couldn't stop playing it. And that's where that aggression and that frustration maybe came from.
But he does say, like he said a couple of times, a lot of them have said that they stop playing it.
Yeah.
And then they just come to do the competitions and they don't play it at home.
Yeah.
One of them that actually won a competition, he hadn't played for like 9 months and then he just came into the competition, played and he won.
That's pretty good.
Oh my God.
And then he also said it just shows that you don't have to be a professional or anything to play this game. That's why they haven't really fixed the game. Like anyone can just play it and
just rock up and win.
Like there's nothing that's challenging them. There's nothing like a hierarchy. I can't say it.
Yeah.
None of us can speak today.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so like the actual competition itself is what keeps them playing the game, basically.
Yeah, and even the prize money they were saying it hasn't been great for certain, like the A-League that have done these competitions and other competitions. Like it's just rubbish money. But I don't know. I guess you're right. Like what I think about it, like if you are getting struck like 3 times, then you gotta ban them. I guess.
But it does make you wonder if, like, I mean, look, I'm going to spiral a bit here. We're going to spiral into conspiracy theory territory.
All right.
But it does, like to play, if I was the attorney trying to defend this guy, I'd be like, they're trying to silence my client.
Yeah.
And so that does make you, is that part of it? Is the fact that he is making valid points potentially? Like, I have no idea. I've never played FIFA in my life. But like, say he was making valid points. Is there an element of this dude is, making too much sense and people are listening to him? We can't let that happen. Like, could that potentially be the case?
And I think that's what he thinks as well.
Yeah.
Because not even them, like the workers around it are kind of like treating him differently.
Interesting
as well.
Mm.
Like when you was going to competitions, that he was getting treated very differently than to the others.
Right.
So that could be out of spite, out of just like trying to silence him, trying to make him, you know, leave by himself. Who knows? Treat him like shit, and then he'll
might just
I
leave.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know.
How dare you not know, Alex?
Sorry.
Oh, you let us all down.
No, look, I don't feel like that is the case.
Yeah.
Because if there is particular criticism or bugs that need to be addressed, I'm sure that they would reach out and sort of address that with them in a certain manner. More of a meeting sort of business type manner. Whereas I feel like this has reached the stage where it's just past that. It's not,
there's no communication really going on. It's just one guy shouting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With quite a large megaphone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's gone about a whole wrong way from my perspective.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is other people. I don't understand other people.
People are confusing. Let's be honest. A whole different thing. Alrighty. Well, let's jump on to the next topic of the day, which is the community topic, as always.
Topic.
Do you have a little jingle for our community topic?
I was just making it up.
It looked good. It sounded good.
Yeah, community topic.
We'll put a little graphic up for you.
Yeah.
It spins around and shines.
Yeah, nice.
A little ding like a star. That. Yeah. Cool. This week's community topic comes from Sean from Sydney, who posted a really, really cool topic in the Discord. If you are listening and you haven't joined the Discord, please join the Discord, and please, to maintain my sanity, suggest topics for us to talk about.
It'd be nice.
It would be wonderful. I pop it in the podcast chat. I think it's just called Thermaltake every single fortnight. And you feel free to chuck in any topics you want us to talk about. Props to any of you guys who are putting topics in there. I really appreciate it. I'm pretty sure it's just the Discord is just the Thermaltake ANZ server, community server. Links will be everywhere, so feel free to join. We'd love to have you all over the screen, all over Alex's face. This week,
I don't know.
I'll make sure I cut to one of the cameras. Just
you're like, yeah,
everyone, yeah. This is your camera. There it is.
I was looking over here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the camera was.
We should put one in there too.
Just hide one in there. Cool. So the topic is around platform exclusivity. So platform exclusivity for games in general, and people being drawn to PC or console because of it. Horizon Zero Dawn became unexclusive today, and there were certainly some unhappy PlayStation owners on Twitter. So, and I thought this was a really cool idea because I don't think we've really talked about this kind of stuff before. And I know some people out there have some really, really strong opinions on this. So how do you guys feel about console exclusives? I mean, I'm not sure how big console players you guys are now or you were in the past, but have you ever been affected by a thing being like, that game's out and I can't play it? Like,
yes.
Yeah? What was it for you?
Yes.
Do you remember what it was? Halo. Oh,
I was a PlayStation man.
Right. And seeing everyone play Halo must have sucked.
Yeah. Especially when I went over to my friend's house. I remember playing it like with 4 or 5 guys, and we'd like switch around, and it got to the stage where I was absolutely dominating them.
Oh, wow.
So that really made me wanted to get it. But obviously being a young guy, maybe
young lad,
year 7 or something, I did not have the capital to be able to go and buy an Xbox.
Oh. So,
no, I understand it, but dislike it, and especially dislike it even more if it goes to inexclusive.
Yeah, okay.
Because there are those people that go and buy the consoles just for it.
Yeah.
And that must really suck.
Yeah, definitely.
You just spent all this money for it. Particularly, that's why I like to stay with PC now, because generally
most things come to it.
Most things come to PC, whether it be a year later or less.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's what I find anyway. So and if I really want to play a game, then it'll eventually be on
Make
PC.
its way there. Yeah.
But yeah, I totally understand that if there was an exclusive deal, then I think it should stay exclusive.
Yeah.
Or it just shouldn't be exclusive in the first place.
Yeah, true. Don't make
Yeah.
the like statement of it's exclusive and
Yeah.
then turn around and not have it be exclusive.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Mm.
How about you, Gillian?
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You. I'm not really big on console gaming. Maybe when I was younger, like the same thing with Halo. I used to go to my neighbor's house to play because he had an
Nice.
Xbox.
Oh,
My brother had a PlayStation, but the only thing I played on the PlayStation was like Gran Turismo, and I don't remember what else I played. I was more PC.
yeah.
Whoa,
yeah.
from the start.
Um,
Nice.
yeah. Oh yeah, like after Nintendo and all that.
Oh, Nintendo.
Like Nintendo,
Love
yeah.
Nintendo.
I used to love Nintendo.
Mm.
Like I think we were saying earlier today, if they let people know that it's going to become available
Yeah.
on PC or whatever it's going, then okay,
yeah.
cool. That'd be better.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, oh, it's going to be exclusive and
Like
then
Grand
not.
Theft Auto.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think they were pretty clear to say that they will be on the consoles and then be on PC later.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
But I
true.
guess that's not really exclusive, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Similar sort of thing.
Or yeah,
for
with
sure.
that kind of game, you would play it on console anyway, I would assume. It's like the...
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, no, sorry. No, that's PC.
I was going to say, I'm like, people love modding
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto on PC.
You said Gran Turismo for some reason. I always get them confused. 'Cause-
You know what I did as well.
Can you leave your car in Gran
Confused.
Turismo?
No.
No.
Oh, well, there you go.
No,
There's
just
Yeah.
the roads.
The name because
Okay.
Yeah.
The Grand.
Yeah, the Grand.
Yeah, I was just getting
Right.
confused when I was young. That's why it took me like
I did
a
as
couple
well when I was
seconds.
young.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I never did.
I agree, and I still do
I'm not
to
the
this
only
day.
one.
sometimes.
Maybe it's because as a
Yes.
kid I played GTA, not Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
so I
probably.
never got them confused.
Yeah, I played
Yeah.
both. I find it hard now.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I think I agree. Because I think when you think about it as well, if you lay it all out on the table straight away, people don't tend to really complain. Like, it's like no one sat there and gone, oh my God, I wish I could play Super Mario on my PC. Like, no one complains about that because Nintendo's like, they're only going to be on our consoles.
Yeah.
End of discussion. Like, it's not going anywhere else. It's ours. Like, no one gets mad at Nintendo for the idea of them only being on their products. Because, like, that's it. It never changes. But then these games come out, billed as PlayStation exclusives, and then, yeah, to have them come out a few years later on PC, I think does upset some people because, like you said, like, people go out, they buy these consoles
Yeah.
thinking, oh, otherwise I can't play. And, yeah, I can understand why it might be a bit disheartening, I suppose. But to play devil's advocate, though, like, I guess it just means that people who didn't do that can now enjoy that thing that you enjoyed,
Yeah.
I guess. And, like, isn't it good if people can enjoy things that are good? Like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I guess some people might not be able to afford a console. Maybe they've spent all their money buying their amazing PC using all of our Thermaltake products, and then they're out of money and they can't get a console. So for them, they're like, oh my God, yes, I've wanted to play this game for years, but I can't. You know, that could potentially be a factor as well. Maybe.
Yeah. Those who prefer PC over console don't really mind.
Yeah, or maybe some
waiting.
people like, and a lot of people don't like the controllers for consoles. They find them really uncomfortable. So maybe they just cannot literally play consoles. Like their hands could be cramping or something. And so that's why they need that mouse and keyboard. So it just means that more people can play this awesome game. So I guess like on that side of things, you know, I guess maybe it is a good thing, but I just like playing devil's advocate. So
Yeah. I just sort of have the feeling that if you were to release the exclusivity, it's almost like a money thing. Like, why did you make it exclusive in the first place?
Yeah, true.
And it's like, is it just that the developers are wanting more money, sort of thing?
Yeah, I think a lot of these things are like, I'm just like folding up my sleeves. Sorry, I'm not doing anything suspicious under the table. Like I think with Sony, like with their deals, like it's part of the contract where they go, you have to be exclusive for 12 months, but then after that, go nuts. I'm pretty sure is how a lot of their contracts work.
Yeah.
I think the only things that don't, I have one sleeve up and one sleeve down.
Nice.
So trendy. I think the only companies that like don't have that are the ones that are signed with Sony. So like Naughty Dog. So that's why their products never go to PC, because it's like their deal is you have to stay on us. Like you can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, and that's the same with like, I think Gears of War. Are they on Xbox and Xbox only? Trying to think. I think something like that. Like as in, but I think Microsoft always tend to be, they're like, yeah, chuck it on PC, bruh. Like chuck it on there.
Yeah,
so
because they've got Microsoft.
Yeah, so they may as well. You know, for them, I think it's definitely like profit. Like they can chuck it on both things. Like why not? Someone can buy it twice. But yeah,
Sorry,
table.
I don't mean it.
Sorry, guys, if you hear like this.
in theory you shouldn't,
Alex.
because of the arm,
I
right?
was putting
He
my
keeps
feet
going
up
like
there.
this, and then it's like, I think there must be like
It's
some
uneven.
unevenness.
Really?
happening.
Yeah, look at this.
Earthquake,
The pot. gonna fall.
aftershock. Not the pot.
I'm sorry. I put it back.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really been affected by this kind of thing happening, but I mean, I can understand if it being upsetting to people. Like I did before. I just did a little Google and I found this dude went like nuts on Twitter and like destroyed his PC.
Whoa.
I can't. He like
That's
what
only
did he
affecting
do?
you, bro.
He yeah. What did he do?
Why would you do that?
Yeah, he
Just
was like
sell
so
it.
mad. A video of what he appeared to be a smashed computer that he seemingly destroyed following the announcement of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, and it has over 600k views. But yeah, some dude's just like, am I to understand that this dude is effectively so mad that it's not a P exclusive anymore, that his response was to break some of his PC setup.
My God.
And so yeah, he's like, and apparently it's like legit. Like it's interesting because he proceeded to complain more about it and stuff like that. So some people are really angry about it. So yeah, it's an interesting one, I suppose. But yeah, I do think like, I don't know, could the solution be like if you bought, I don't know if this is even be possible, but if you bought something on PlayStation, because I know with Windows, they have their servery thing where if some games you can play on
Both.
Yeah,
you
can
play your
like
account on both.
Yeah.
yeah, like it'd be cool if there was a way you could do that with Sony, where if someone's got something on PlayStation, they could then use it on PC. Because in theory that could work. Because I mean, obviously the game has been ported, so obviously it will work. Like, but I guess it's that case of like, yeah, like that money question of like, well, either or they could just make you buy the game twice, instead of having to give it to you for allowing you to play on both, So yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know if that reaction's quite ideal. Don't get that angry at games, kids. It's not worth it. Like, that's the one thing we can take away from the podcast so far. It's just a game, everybody.
Don't use your hardware.
Yes, don't abuse your hardware. Love your hardware like it is your child, right? That's how it should work. Okay, so we'll move on to our final topic of the day, which is so there was now the leaks that are out because the game is out. So a couple of weeks ago, a post popped up on Reddit of someone posting it. I think it was a screenshot of something to do with the new Call of Duty Battle Royale, which has now come out. What is it called again? Like Breakdown, Heartbreak, Broken,
I'll turn to Gillian.
Explosions, breakdancing.
I have no
I
idea.
forgot. I thought
Footloose. I don't know.
it was just
I'm
Battle
just
Royale.
Oh, I swear there's a name. It's like Battle Down.
Battle
Maybe.
down.
Battle Down the game.
God.
I can't remember what it is.
Even pay attention.
Yeah, it's got a name. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, so so this person on Reddit posted a thing being like, did you guys see the leak at all?
No.
Okay,
That was
well, from what I could
Choice.
read, oh no, I don't think you can find it anymore.
Oh.
taken down. Yeah.
From what I could read, it was just like a screenshot of like some image that showed like that this was
A
going to
map.
come. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And And it sounded like, I don't know, the accompanying like wording was like, oh, I just found this kind of thing. Like it wasn't like I hacked into the mainframe.
Yeah.
And so and so then that got very quickly taken down, and the person actually so it sounds like now that Activision are trying to take legal action against him. Like they're trying to basically sue this person who leaked the details of their game, like the user who did it. And yeah, and so I thought that was quite an interesting thing, because I haven't seen, I mean, obviously we're kind of going through a bit of a theme this week, which is like big companies
Leaks.
taking down individuals. And so I was like, oh, this works perfectly with the other one. I love a bit of symmetry. So yeah, I thought this was an interesting thing. I don't actually know if they ended up going through with it or not. I think they actually maybe did, but I don't know if they're talking about what happened. Like, I think it's all going to be hushed up. But anyway, so how do you guys feel about this person being basically tracked down by Activision and sued for leaking their game? Especially considering you can't really see the leak anymore, and I dare say not that many people saw it when it was up.
I think
it
depends on how he got that.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
is he a worker
true.
or
Yeah.
did he work for them? Or I didn't.
Yeah, I have no
really-
idea about who this.
I think he's
user
been
is.
like kept anonymous. I think there was like a username, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the comment was said, I found this image online, not sure what it is, possibly Battle Royale.
Whoa.
That was the image that accompanied this like blurry picture type thing of something. And so that was all they said. I mean, of course they could have been lying, I guess.
Could
But
be
in
lying.
theory, like if this person's telling the truth and they just stumbled upon it,
Yeah.
now they're getting, sued by Activision, like,
Yeah.
an enormous company. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about their kind of reaction of like, better sue this dude? Like, do you think it's well, you know what, you leaked it, like that's on you now, I guess.
Yeah.
Or are you
If- Yeah, that's why I ask if he works for the company, because
Yeah.
if they did, then yeah, I would. They've obviously signed a contract or signed something,
exactly.
and they
N-
would get fined
NDAs?
for it.
NDA?
NDA,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's what it's
Agreement.
called. Yeah.
I would assume then after that they will get fined for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
In that instance, then yes, I would say okay, yeah, of course
Makes
that
sense.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's just some random, obviously that no one knows. If some kid, they don't know the severity of gaming leaks. They don't know, like it's not something to them that's like, I don't know, a huge deal.
Yeah.
For them to think I could get in trouble for this.
Yeah,
Mm.
true. They'd just be like, oh my God, there's this cool thing I
Yeah.
found.
Like, oh, this is cool. What is this? Maybe he had no idea what it was. Like
Yeah.
maybe unless they did it purposely, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's maybe he was just innocent and just was like, oh, I found this. What is this?
Mm.
But if it was malicious in this intent, then okay, it's just
Yeah.
a bit different situation. But I don't know.
Yeah, then it's like, it's almost, did Activision take it too far in suing this person?
Yeah.
Because this person probably doesn't have lots of money.
Yeah, that too.
They're big Activision.
Mm.
know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm not
this-
Activision.
No, you're definitely not Activision.
Maybe they can ban them like they
Yeah, I
like
mean,
EA banned.
yeah, like they EA didn't sue them, and that guy was harassing their staff
Yeah.
members.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like they might have actually had grounds to sue, but they didn't.
Yeah, for like
So it's interesting.
what's that? What you can sue for?
Uh,
Intellectual property. What?
that is definitely a word. Can confirm. Like,
no, defamation.
Defamation.
oh yeah, that's it.
Sue for that.
Mm.
but- I don't know. It's a bit weird that that Activation wants to take it that far.
What about conspiracy theory?
We're spiraling again.
Spiraling.
Yeah, boy,
Wait for
let's go.
Wait for it.
Love a bit of
What?
spiraling.
What if they are suing to try and get more media coverage
Yeah.
for
Oh,
the
Battle
game?
Royale.
Yes.
Oh.
Maybe. But when
Conspiracy.
Huh?
but when did this the
Interesting.
article when did it come?
Huh?
Because I don't know if I'd heard much about the Battle Royale until this. Like, this was one of the first things I'd heard about.
Case in point.
I was like, oh, there's going to be a Battle Royale? And then, boom, like a few days later, they were like, yeah, there's going to be Battle Royale. And I was like, ooh.
Oh, so this came out before
Yeah,
the
Yeah, it
came
did.
out?
Yeah, they hadn't confirmed if it was getting one yet.
Only a few days after that it was released, right?
Yeah, something like that.
What,
Yeah.
Had they told anyone about it?
There was
Oh,
no
I don't think
no
so.
trailers, no teasers, nothing. It just dropped. Like
Dropped
it was just like
Drop
boom,
bomb.
we here.
Then
yeah.
maybe Activation paid.
I love that you
Yeah.
keep saying activation. It's adorable.
What did they call it?
Division.
Activision, sorry. Activision
Yeah.
paid
This,
what's the
guy.
article? No, what's the article
Oh,
company?
yeah, what's the article?
PC Gamer.
Piece game.
Maybe they were like, hey,
we're gonna sue these guys.
Oh, can you
Yes.
please let us?
We'll pay you lots of cash.
this is the announcement of our game.
Ooh,
Maybe.
maybe. I mean, yeah.
That's
I
what
appreciate the
happens.
conspiracy theories. I love a good conspiracy theory. What does that sound like? Something. Sounds like something from something. They go,
Maybe the seagulls.
So
From-
what? The
from-
seagulls?
From Finding
Just maybe seagulls in general
Nemo.
from the animal kingdom.
Yeah, that's mine.
They go,
Oh,
Mike.
yeah, it's mine. Mine.
Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
From
Huh? I don't
It's
know.
like specifically saying it like that, like, huh?
Family Guy?
Probably.
Peter Griffin?
Let's not dwell on it.
I'm just going to stop.
I'm pretty Griffin.
That was shit. No, I'm just
Thanks. Always love positivity in the workforce.
Yeah, and it looks like they took down a lot of other stuff too. They took down takedown notices to people who would tweet, like who'd saved the image and like tried to tweet it again. Like they were
Retweet it?
taking retweet it. They were taking all those down as well. There was
Wow.
a YouTube video with some footage. Oh, Warzone. Is it called Warzone? Yeah, it's called Warzone. What the hell was I to Battle? What did I call it?
Down?
Battle Down. Oh, it's close.
Battle Zone.
Battle Zone. God, it's right in front of me. What's it called?
I thought it might have been.
Oh,
Anyway.
so dumb. It's a Monday. Okay,
Yeah.
that's my excuse. Yeah. So I'm not sure if. Oh, sorry, microphone. Apologies. Bit of
The new microphone.
ASMR there, as I apologize. Yeah. So I don't know if they actually, if there was any doing some ASMR again.
You can't even hear it.
You probably won't be able to hear that.
You could do like a bit of a scratch because you got the nails for it.
No, nothing.
Oh,
really?
No.
One, we promise
I
one day
could
we'll do
hear that.
ASMR.
Oh, good on you.
As long as you're having a good time, Gillian, that's all that matters. But yeah, so I don't know if they went any further because I haven't seen any updates since this, but it was saying that they were trying to get Reddit to tell them the details of the person. So I guess Reddit is now in a pretty sticky situation of like, do they give them these details so that they can sue them, or do they protect the anonymity?
Anonymity.
Anonymity, which is referencing Finding Nemo. I'll go to the Finding Nemo stream.
Yeah.
We discussed the finer parts of Finding Nemo.
Ooh.
I remember I found a baby bird in my backyard when I was young. Now there is relevance, trust me. But I found this baby bird and I was trying to help it fly because it had fallen out of the nest and it couldn't fly. So I was just like, I was like 6. I had no idea what I was doing. So I was just like saying words of encouragement because I didn't want to touch it. And I was like, you can do it. And this bird's looking at me like, leave me alone. And so, I was singing to it, just keep flying. Like, as in just keep swimming, just keep flying. And eventually he flew up and over and he was like flying and he actually flew, right? But then he flew over my fence and like landed right down.
Oh.
Next door had 2 very large dogs. I have no idea if the bird survived.
It did do.
I know. I was like, oh, he was actually safe in my yard because I had no pet. So, but anyway, so
Positive vibes.
maybe the bird survived. Maybe.
Yeah.
And,
I think,
flew away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. I've been telling myself that.
For 20.
I still see that bird in my dreams. I felt so bad. Anyway, so whenever I watch Finding Nemo, when it gets to that part, I get kind of sad. I'm just like, oh, that poor bird. So yes, there was relevance. I assured you. But yeah, I find that quite interesting that they're kind of pushing Reddit into that position of that kind of like, what do we do here? But it has said that apparently they have done it in the past. There was an issue with some Jehovah's Witness and they had to do something. Oh no, I think actually they didn't. A federal court ruled the poster had a First Amendment right to remain anonymous. So I guess that person didn't end up being told. So whether that happens in this case, I don't know. I suppose it depends on how strong the case is for Activision to like sue this person, I suppose. Because none of us saw this leak. Like,
yeah, no.
I feel like a large portion.
A large portion.
Love a bit of portion. I feel like a large portion of the internet probably didn't see it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much it really affected anything.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't really have a big case anyway. Because
and who knows? Maybe the game itself might have leaked it in game. Like in the
they weren't very
Modern Warfare
careful
game.
with how they released the game itself.
I think I've heard about people like data mining within like a game to find things about other games, being like, oh, I know that there's going to be this DLC because I found
a folder
that was like half done.
Yeah.
So that's true. Maybe that's where they found it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like,
who knows?
Who knows? Only
don't know.
We may never know.
Yeah.
We may never know. Yeah. Now I'm still sad about the birds. I know.
I've got a good story about a bird.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, okay. We'll have a good story about the bird to finish off the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, she was walking. She was going
a bird?
My friend, the little bird.
She likes walking a bird.
Yes, in a harness and everything.
Oh, that'd be so cute. So wholesome. Replace the image of that bird dying by flying next door.
She was just doing her usual walk around the block around her house, and a parrot flew onto her, and she was like got really scared. She was like, what the hell? And then it wouldn't leave her alone, and it was going on her shoulder and her hand, and it was just like going like this.
Oh my God.
So I assumed that it was just
a lost parrot.
Yeah, this lost parrot. Someone must have owned it.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't leave it. It was just staying on her hand, and then she went home, and coincidence, her brother just bought a parrot that was the same breed.
Wow.
And so now because she took it to the vet and stuff to see if they do chips or something, or like on the feet how they've got like a little
tags and stuff like that. Yeah.
And they're like, oh, the tag doesn't mean anything. It's just from where they bought it. And so now they've become friends. They put the two birds together.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. And its tag name, it's on the tag. It had MAC, and they named it Mac.
Mac the bird. Yeah, that's so cute.
It's so cute. It was so like. So I've never heard of that happening before.
Yeah, no.
What
God, why can't that happen to me?
Yeah.
That is very wholesome.
I thought I'll share a wholesome story.
Yeah. I feel like always wanted that to happen to me. I remember being a kid because like as a kid I was never allowed a dog or a cat, so I've still never had a dog or a cat. And like always thought like, oh, what if I find a stray dog? I've got to take it home. I can't Mom, I can't leave the dog. And then boom, I got a dog. But like it never happened. And still to this day as an adult, I'm like, any stray cats in the area wanna
I'm
You're not
sorry.
assaulting the microphone. I think we've all assaulted the microphone.
Assaulted it, yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that? You did what?
I mean, what? What did I say?
Yeah, I've always just like hoped that I'd find a stray cat and then have to take it home. I'm a good Samaritan, but it's just never happened. So, like one of my friends, literally, she moved to Melbourne like maybe like 8 months after I did, and within like 2-3 months, found a stray cat.
No.
Yeah,
Wow.
sweetest cat in the world, like super sweet, super floofy, wonderful cat. I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been here for 2 years. Where's my cat? I was so mad. And like my area does have quite a few strays. So, and yet they all just go, oh, Sarah's coming. Run
away.
Like it.
You know what you got to do is just go out with a lead or something.
Just be like, please.
Help, yeah.
Anyone.
Spot? Where'd you go?
Why spot?
My spot.
Thinking of a dog's name.
Oh.
Yeah, come on, just a random dog's name.
I thought you were doing cat, and I was like, why would my cat be called Spot?
But you don't usually have leads for cats.
Sometimes. You can make them, you can train them.
Sure.
Just put some cat food outside of your I don't know, apartments.
Oh,
One will
eventually.
appear.
I live on the top floor, so unless it's not going to be a flying cat, I don't.
That's probably
I
a good
don't know.
one then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd want to keep
What?
that.
You'd definitely keep it.
I'll keep that one.
Good
That's for
cat.
sure.
Yeah.
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 Well, it's like how we're trying to catch a possum outside, and I'm just like, if we catch it, can I keep it? I just want a pet so much.
Wow.
I know, it sucks. One day, I'll buy a house that has floorboards, and then I can have as many pets as I want because they won't rip up the carpet. It would be great.
True.
Good idea.
That's my plan.
Parrot.
That's my 5-year plan, everybody.
Get a
Ooh.
I was
like
thinking
5-year
about it,
plans.
but I have heard that birds can be quite loud, and I live in quite a small apartment. So I imagine the neighbours and stuff would hear it, and I don't want to annoy them.
If you get a parrot that you train,
They're not too bad?
yeah. If you get a canary, then yeah, they're bloody loud all the time.
Walking.
I want...
Huh?
What?
Squawking.
Oh, I thought you said walking.
Yeah, so what, walking?
They're
I'm going to take it
They're
for a
just
walk.
walking.
Walking.
Well, yeah, as we said earlier, walking a bird. Just giving him a walk.
That's how they do it.
That's your bird.
That's my bird.
It's like a pigeon, yeah, definitely.
I know, what the
Beautiful.
hell? Have you seen the pigeon that was dancing in the city?
No.
What?
Some guy was, what is it
Oh,
called?
I think I have actually.
He was
Yeah,
just playing
great.
out in the city, and then the bird's just going.
Oh, my
little
God.
pigeon was dancing to it.
That's so cute.
So funny.
Now we need to post a link to that in the description
Yeah, we'll pop a link to
Okay.
that in the description if we
Okay.
remember.
if we remember,
In like,
and we can find it.
yeah, if we can find it and we remember.
Remember.
On that note, I think we're going to wrap it up for today.
Yeah, we're done.
So obviously, of course, we have to do the awkward wrap up where I try and shout out all our social medias, and then you guys come up with a outro, and then you guys can't think of one, and we giggle about it, and then it's the end.
Yeah,
Cool. All right. So I'll do the I'll do the outro. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm going to start doing that now because I don't do that normally. Like the video if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. Check out us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also remember to join our Discord as Alex is blocking the screen. Get out of the screen, Alex. You're blocking my camera. It's my time to shine. And what was I have to? Join our Discord, Thermaltake Australia community, Thermaltake ANZ community Discord. We would love to have you, and please come and send us some amazing topic suggestions. Cool. I think that's it. So, what is the outro for this week's, guys? You've been plotting, so I'm impressed.
Thermal Talk episode 11. We talk about birds going to heaven. And that's all I got.
Do some freestyle. We'll drop you a beat.
Birds going to heaven.
We did.
That's a good one. I like that.
It was a good start. I mean,
We needed a second verse though.
my
Yeah.
execution was probably
We
pretty
need
poor.
someone that
And,
knows how to just off the head
like freestyle?
freestyle, yeah. Sorry, off the head.
Yeah, well, mine was off the head. It was just didn't go very long.
That was just
I mean,
unacceptable.
it was a good one though.
Yeah.
It was good. Like
It was a good try.
if you're gonna do it, at least like come in strong.
You know what my mum tells me is practice makes perfect. So
Cool. Well, next podcast then
We'll
you'll
keep
be amazing.
practicing.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, I look
maybe
forward
for
to
the
it.
next 10 years. But
Oh, long podcast. Oh my god.
Holy moly.
a lot of practicing.
Uh,
Hey, Gillian, you got anything?
No.
No.
I can't beat that.
It is episode 11, right?
It is. Yeah. Well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think the
That's
last
what I was
time,
asking.
the last
Yeah.
time you did one and you said Thermaltake, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
So, but no, you nailed it. You got it both right. Well done.
Thermal
GG.
Talk, episode 11.
Talking about birds.
Birds
In-
going to heaven.
Activision, EA, in
And
the news.
Banning all
The
the
EA
nude.
dudes.
Oh!
Hey!
I think we have our first ever outro. You did it.
Nailed it.
Okay, we're gonna need you every time.
Just to sweep in and
Yeah.
just give us a little rap to
Yeah.
end the show.
Do it.
I
Excellent.
will not. Never again, please.
Make you.
Please don't make me.
Thank you so much for sticking around all the way to the end. We do hope you enjoyed this episode of Thermal Talk. If you want to join in the discussion or maybe even submit a topic for us to talk about in future, make sure to jump over to our Discord. We also do weekly giveaways there as well. Remember also that these video podcasts are available audio a week earlier. So jump over to our Spotify, SoundCloud, or Apple Podcasts to listen earlier, and we'll catch you on the next one.